Hey Drew, here's your stuff from the lesson today. So first and foremost, go back over your like brain farts, for instance. Wanting to go ring finger here. We totally, as discussed when we're on those strings, we tend to just be playing single notes versus bendy stuff. That's kind of so it totally legit to use your pinky there. What's more, it would be a pain in the ass not to. But then when we get to here, we totally do this, but it's for different kinds of phrasings. In this world, we're doing this. And we introduced some new structure. Like if I, and so I'm just going, so just go like this scale exists and be mindful of your middle finger placement. That it's actually pushing down there, not just going like that or whatever. When we get to the very top, if you wanted, this is where we introduced this. If you slid 2 frets forward, just where like 10th fret, 8th fret, 10th fret, 8th fret, and this one, that's what we're adding. And if we notice, it's right up on the far side of this. It's starting with that same note that we ended on, so right attached to it, so to speak, adjacent to it. So there we go. Now our world goes, I know this thing called pentatonic 1, and then there's this thing up here that goes like this. Cool. Yeah, so just want to remind you not to anchor with your hand over here. This first week using a pick. So when you're, just go back over your scale and we're gonna alternate pick. So on every string, we're playing 2 notes. We're going 2 notes, 2 notes, 2 notes. So over here, you're gonna be going down, up, down, up, down, up. So the short version is every single string, you're gonna go down, up while you play 2 notes, 2 notes. And I'm only doing that in rhythm because I already do it. That's just how we play guitar, and we haven't addressed that till then. So like, yeah, fully just go back over that. Realize there's nothing new about the left hand part, so you can really put your focus on your picking hand. And then when it comes to our riffs, I'm gonna make a point not to play them all consecutively now, because I want you to group it as there's these 4 riffs I'm learning, not there's this thing that goes and then I play the whole thing where you move on prematurely. All right. So here we are, just in our minor pentatonic, going, and that was the thing where we bent on the 3rd string, and then we just go note, note. Cool. So like what we just did right hand wise, I was like, so that's gonna be a matter of what we're on the way to. I'm going down, down, up, down as I go. So down, up, down, up. Cool. So just get that down, just going. And pause in between. Don't turn it into a song that goes. Some shit like that. Like, focus on what you're doing consciously. Try one good attempt. Remember how we bend, and first finger's gonna be just chilling there, and then actually try to do it in rhythm and stuff. Cool. So we're just gonna add one more note. So stop, get good at that. Now we're gonna add the last note in that, which was, that's what you already just got good at. I'm just doing my bend note on the 2nd string. 2nd string. So I went boo boo da boo. And that's our first riff that we did. We were like, cool. So I wanted you to just stop your video and not play it anymore until you actually got good at that riff. Again, including a step where you introduce it, just like it's a list of notes, no rhythm, where you're thinking about what you're doing. And don't worry about what's a down versus an up. Just show your left hand how to do it, and then think about your right hand too at that point, So just do whatever's intuitive, but I'll remind you not to anchor. That's the biggest technique thing I want you to be mindful of this whole time, this week. Yeah, so boo boo dee boo bling. And then we've got our new one. Starts at 4:30 or so in your video. So we were like, boo boo dee boo. So that was us. Waited. So that shows us this whole, why am I using my ring finger for this, and this thing we end up on where we're on easy to use strong finger. fingers, not like pinky and middle or something crazy like that. So yeah, it was just like, and if you need to, just review that. There's this new scale I know that's out in front of the other one. But yeah, cool. So that was us. So stop, don't play the first lick. Just be a dude going. That makes us people who can go. So get good up till there. And then how did we finish it? We went, oh yeah, little wing riff. So then at this point, I'm gonna hop back to pentatonic 1 and do the easiest thing in the series so far. So I cannot say this strongly enough. Don't play all 3 of those riffs. Just go, here's the 4th riff now. So yeah, just that's all just notes on the 2nd string. It's totally just this or this. So it's like bend, same note, index finger, hammer on, then a note. So all stuff you've been doing already. So as in, it was like rest. Look, I made a mistake. Alright, so rest. That gives us. So then just try some other frets, try just adding some other notes, it's all good. The other thing we added was back to section. 7 minutes into your video, we've got the stuff back behind the box, so we're just looking at the 2 love strings, just going 3rd fret followed by 5th fret, 3rd fret followed by 5th fret. Notice that's the same thing that we just added up here. Just the same as going. It's just, it's that just index ring, the easy shape. Just boom, 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 boom. And the thing we did was, I think just like that, or I might have gone, or something like that. But either way, there we go. We're just going note, note, and then we usually hit that like there. We're going to use the slide. And now we're back in that part of the fretboard. So that's just a little tag, just its own thing over on the side, getting used. So there's our structure now. We've got the main box, the stuff in front of it, and then these 4 notes back there. And a whole bunch of soloing and lead guitar playing is somewhere in that structure. So yeah, just take your time, one thing at a time. That's the only way that's going to work out, is not to move on prematurely from section to section. And just try to stay out of your own head, man. It's all good. Just try to stay focused when you're learning the thing for the first time, and then switch to, okay, now I'm just going to rip it. And then back and forth between those spaces. Note the thing in the middle where you're guessing, so to speak. And if you realize you're just kind of tripping out, like just spun, just take a few seconds rather than trying to play through it or whatever, any kind of like mental reset, whatever, because whatever you do right after that in the next few moments isn't really going to be productive practice, and it'll probably trip you out even more. So if you realize I'm having an emotional response to I'm learning to do this difficult thing, and it's like overwhelming versus I'm actually confused or whatever, like just stop, take a second, do anything, get it back together, try it again. It's all good. We're not actually any one of these individual things we're doing, and we're learning them individually, sequentially. You could totally do. So yeah, rhythm not important till it is. Just get after it, man. I'll see you next week.